We never went for outside funding, even when we capitalized, even when we sold the 25% of Guide Data at the end of '96, it wasn't actually a capitalized business, it was actually done as a share sale to the shareholders. The business was self-funding at the time. So one of the biggest roles was really, not only say for the first period was getting Dave and Ronnie focused and getting everybody focused on what they were excellent at and keeping everybody focused on that. Well, it was understanding the market dynamic of, at the time there were about 20 or 30, I'm saying that off the top of my head, but there were a lot of new service providers. Everybody that had half a technical brain was becoming an internet service provider at the time. And what we decided early on, I remember there was a pull to so many different areas that we could have got involved. And obviously people were getting drawn into the retail space and the consumer space. There was lots of volume and people had friends who wanted to get on, and there were people already starting to play around in the application space, and there were certain periphery kind of markets that were starting to emerge in the security space. But the clearest thing I remember, we sat down and had a strong sense of the need to really find a strong niche and to really focus and become excellent in one core area of the market. We hooked onto this culture of winning and of energy and of really a sense of destiny and purpose that everybody really loved and I guess fed off. It was so energizing, but it had a lot of care in it. I think it certainly had. And another thing, I'll go to some of my other experiences and businesses that I've had subsequently. In Elliot, there's a strong theme of trust that I've built up in these organizations. And it wasn't just trust in terms, I'm a huge communicator. I believe hugely in communicating quickly and openly and honestly. And there was an enormous amount of trust in what we were saying, that there was belief in what we were doing, that we cared for everybody. There was no ulterior motives. There was trust in everybody's role of what each other were doing. We gave each other a lot of space to make mistakes and try to fix it quickly. But trust was enormous, and everybody was able to really just get on with what they did. There was so little politics in the business because of that trust that we had actually built up. Decision making flowed so quickly because everybody trusted that it was, we were doing it for everybody, and we weren't sort of selling that story. It was genuine. So there was a real sense of care for the people that work for us. I believe push the business as hard as you can, and the technical and creative guys will catch up. As long as again you can contain them and provide them the space to do that. I don't believe getting it all right and go to market. I believe push it hard up at the front of the market and let the guys at the back end adapt, and you'll problem solve yourself along the way. And I'm a firm believer in that. Another theme that I really strongly believe in is surrounding yourself with high quality people. And I'm talking about from a character perspective. Obviously, there's a vocational skill, people who have studied far, but people who are adaptable, people who are who are caring, who are honest, who are trustworthy. I so fully believe in building an organization, a community or an organization around sort of those core values. And we found people, as people do tend to gravitate, we often hire people without the right functional skills. They were too young, but it was purely character based. I have been able to build up a very strong sense of the marketplace in which these opportunities are operating, and I can't stress that highly enough. Just the value of actually doing it and stepping outside of the operational execution side, which is always enormously important, but really, because I can tell you, certainly I used to make a joke that I didn't even understand what we were doing in IS most of the time, and people used to laugh, and I was being completely serious. People say, I had such a lack of a feel for tech. I'm not a computer person. I still struggle with basic user things. I hate, I love the power of technology, but I just don't have an innate sense, an intuitive sense of of, some people love it and embrace it, and early adopters, people like Dave, like Ronnie, they can't wait to get the latest gadgets and fiddle and fly around. I'm the last guy to get it, and I resent getting it. But I had a very strong macro view of the industry in which we were operating on, and I try to hone that, and I try to really, through reading widely, and not specific stuff, really at a macro trend point of view. So I had a very strong sense of the growth of psychiatric care, where WHO reports were actually telling us in terms of the growth in terms of non-communicable diseases, how this was growing, why it was growing, what markets were receptive to it, and why. And I guess I certainly started to understand the dynamics and the aspects that were making it fairly ripe and fertile as to why this was an opportunity that existed. Obviously, there's a lot of barriers to entry in terms of developing hospitals. There's a lot of capital constraints. It's quite a capital-intensive business. There are some regulatory constraints. You've got to go through a very dysfunctional DRH, or even regional DRHs. You have to go through individual provincial regional DRHs to gain licenses. And anyone who's had any administrative kind of interaction with government, it can be an enormously frustrating process. Regulation is inconsistent and unpredictable, and the barriers to entry into getting into this marketplace in a meaningful way are not easy. We established Akeso Clinics as a focused vehicle to try and actually address this marketplace that was clearly underserved and poorly served. There weren't enough beds in the psychiatric market. And in really a period of 7 years, we built 12 hospitals with 1,000 beds. We sold the business. It was announced in November. It is in the public domain, so I'm not really sensitive to share it with you, although the deal was only signed in February. We sold the business for 1.3 billion rand to Netcare. And a lot of my learning, certainly from IS and a lot of the consistency in that came through in this business. And really, essentially, the executive team, much more, the ownership executive team is really just me and Alan. Although we do have a core group of about 6 other key executives, there really are only two executives, there are only 2 shells, and we are both executives.